Hello, hello, Capricorn North Node. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist. Welcome to your reading for the October new moon, which is October 6th or so, leading into the November new moon, or just before the November new moon on November 4th. I am not in my usual settings. I'm on the road, so things look a little different from last month if you were here. That's the reason why. And if it doesn't look different to you because it's your first time, then welcome. This is a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Take what strikes a chord with you and let the rest float away on a cloud of ether, just out to anyone else in your Capricorn North Node collective who may need that particular message at this time. If you are feeling this reading, give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload, which is every new moon. So what is the North Node? This is not your sun sign reading. Let's get that clear right off the bat. Your North Node is a mathematical point in your birth chart that signifies your source of soul expansion in this lifetime. So it tells you where growth opportunities lie and ultimately where your greatest soul fulfillment exists, what type of experiences your soul is looking to have for its highest good in this lifetime. I do have a short video that covers the general meaning of the North Node as I've been guided to understand it. Plus, you can check out the specifics of your North Node sign explained in depth by YouTube astrologer Finesse. So both links are down below in the description box. What else? There's an extended reading available for you called Everyday Alchemy and Practical Magic. It's a 20-minute extended approximately, and I consult the divine about tools that you can use to support you on your North Node journey in the month of October. October/November. So we'll be looking at crystals, herbs, essential oils, colors, and more. I also channel some affirmations that you can use as personal mantras for the month. So without further ado, Capricorn North Node, I'm going to dig right in. So how I do this reading, if you are new, is I start with kind of the universal energies. I go down to 5D and then into 3D. So basically, I'm looking at what significant energies are at play for you during the month and how they are filtering down through the cosmos into your subconscious, into your higher self, and into your 3D reality. And then we'll pull some tarot cards to get some advice on how to navigate kind of your 3D situation so that you can level up into the 5D to bridge your experience. And then I grab some, this month I'm doing Ancestral Messages. That's what I've been guided to do. Last month I did kind of karma, soul memories, things that are lingering in your aura that are coming up to be cleared. But this month is Ancestral Messages. And then I'll end with some final oracle messages. So we're here for about, I'm going to say 50 to 60 minutes. I don't rush anything. I just let it all, the messages come as they will. So if ever you need to fast forward a shuffle, whoops, not first, this one, then yeah, also feel free. Otherwise, you can just grab something, a tea, any snack to keep you fed while I feed you with these messages. There's a pun there. It wasn't a very good one. That's okay. Universal messages for Capricorn North Node. All right. There's 2 in the final position here. So again, this is just a temporary setup for me. So I'm trying to do my best that you see everything that you need to see. So in your universal energies, we have red native, work, Egyptian eagle, and then in the last position we have friendship and goddess that came out together. Okay. So what I'm getting right off the bat with Red Native, there is definitely some deeper wisdom being awoken in you. It almost feels like innate wisdom, past life wisdom, or wisdom that comes from your family, your cultural traditions. There's also just an awakening of like wisdom that you are carrying from past lives that's coming into play, and work is coming up as in that wisdom. It's going to be significant in your work life. So there's an energy of a career transition that is more in alignment with you mastering something, and it seems that you're mastering something that you probably didn't even think that you would be mastering, because Egyptian eagle is a rebirth. So you're discovering latent talents, or some of you are rediscovering something that you had an inkling about in your past. Like maybe as a kid you fantasized about being something, and that was a dream that people found unrealistic. And so you went down another path, but this path is rebirthing of an ideal for yourself, an image of yourself that you have long forgotten and long put to rest, or you are putting one to rest for one that is like now revealing itself to you. So in any case, there is a movement towards a more authentic expression of your soul in your everyday. In friendship and goddess, I'm seeing an awakening of your intuition and more, let's say, what we would refer to as the feminine aspect. So, which is interesting because as a Capricorn North Node, like you're more masculine trait inclined. Actually, no, I should not say that. As a Capricorn North Node, you are reaching towards integrating more of the practical. So putting a practical plan on your dreams. So you may find yourself actually, when you have a Capricorn North Node, you have a Cancer South Node, and Cancer is very watery and feminine in terms of intuition and sensitivity. So what's going to come up through that natural, innate, empathy, intuition, sensitivity to what's around you is where your messages of like soul gifts and ancestral knowledge will be coming. Friendship, I'm feeling. All right, let me change this around. I'm feeling that for some of you that this is actually very directly, you will have a feminine figure come into your life that will just bring an energy with her that stirs the pot for you, that totally and it's meant to. It's not necessarily going to be pleasant. It can be the greatest thing that ever happened to you. It could be either way, but there's the pink to me is telling me that though that the feminine energy is benevolent, but may shake you up in a way because it's taking you out of your comfort zone. But in any case, this is there's a big shot of feminine energy coming your way that may also show up as an actual person coming into your life. Yeah. All right. So that is the universal energy there. I'm going to jump down to, so that was the Path of the Soul deck by Cheryl Lee Harnish. It's all fractal art if you are interested. I am now moving on to the Sacred Geometry deck. There's two of them mixed in here, Sacred Geometry Activations and the Sacred Geometry of Relationships by Lon. I've actually already pre-shuffled these, but I'll just give them another shake up for a good measure. Okay, Capricorn North Node, 5D energies for the month. Authenticity. Okay, so I'll show you what we got here. We have authenticity, communication, prosperity, duality, cosmic flower, and perception. And I find it interesting that you got cosmic flower because during the incantation that I used to open my readings before I go on camera, I don't usually use the phrase cosmic for anything, but I kept stumbling or getting the word cosmic coming to my throat chakra. So synchronicity, I just thought I'd mention. All right, let's look at authenticity. So yeah, as I was saying with the work situation, see it's coming down in that corner we have work here, and authenticity is showing up as in, with the Capricorn North Node, we're not just, there's a lot that focuses on you being a leader and coming into your own in your work life. And you may be having inklings, inner urges to that for your work life, your job to be more reflective of your internal world. And this communication is furthering that idea of being authentic, in that what you say and what you feel is the same thing, right? I'm getting that some of you are in jobs where you wear a mask, like you're quite fake when you really think about it. I don't mean to call anybody out in that particular, abrupt way, but if it's not you, it's fake, or you're modulating yourself for the situation as opposed to, speaking your truth and then just letting the chips fall where they may, or allowing people to have their own truth and their own reaction. You don't always have to be the diplomat or avoid conflict, right? You're allowed to have your opinion and your truth, and for the truth that you speak to be heard, and even if it's not heard, for you to still feel like you deserve the benefit of speaking, what is true to you. Because they're saying ultimately some of you are having like throat chakra blockages because you don't speak what's truly in your heart. And it's also kind of blocking your communication of what gifts the universe has to give you, or what they want to light up in you, what they want to reignite in you, because you are not allowing what's in, here's the green of the heart chakra, you're not allowing what's in your heart to be a part of the rest of your world. Somehow this seems to be I'm getting the energy that it's very separate for some of you who are watching this right now. So prosperity, once again, it's like all of this is very much related to work. And just having, I'm getting kind of what for me feels like a mixed message, to be honest, because all things being equal, Capricorn North Node is masculine. I not blanket like it's masculine and Cancer is feminine, but Capricorn leans into the masculine aspects more than the feminine aspects. Now, as a Capricorn North Node, you're like on the journey to that, right? But all of this I'm feeling is very feminine. Which we're all collectively working towards having a better expression of the feminine in everyday life in our society, and also regarding it with more value. And I feel like this is the reason why it feels so out of whack in me, is because that's how you are feeling. I think it's feeling quite discombobulating, like it's disorienting, because you don't necessarily see, with this duality card, you don't necessarily see how these two things can coexist. But I'm getting that some of you are really like a master of, or here to master the balance between masculine and feminine. So they're giving me the example of someone who like is a executive CEO of some sort, but the company they work for has no, corporate social responsibility, or if they have it, it's not really it's very inauthentic. It's like just throwing money at environmental organizations and charities and such, but there's no real, what they feel, depth or soul to their job. Now, this is where the energy comes in of needing there to be more heart in the work that they do. On the flip side, there are some of you that don't believe that your, let's say, socially oriented or family oriented kind of heart passion project idea can be a real business. And this is saying that everything that's kind of holding you back from having what you have is having what you want to have is how you see the world and how you see what you believe is in the realm of possibility. Because the cosmic flower is saying that you've done all this before. So there's what you need for your highest good right now is not anything external. It's just an awakening of something inside of you. And in order for that to actually, in order for you to receive that activation from the divine and your spirit team and those working in your favor, is that you have to believe that you have to change your perception. And the way to start changing your perception is just to acknowledge what your perception is. So I go into more of that in the extended, or I will, but they're telling me right now, just writing a list, I believe that ... And especially if we're the realm of your life that is dissatisfying to you at the moment or unfulfilling, that you feel, some of you are feeling really in a rut. Or feel that there is you can't see the way out of this situation. They want you to, at the top of the page, you're writing, I don't know, my job or careers, and you talk about what you believe about your career or about a career, about, everything about this amount of money makes me a successful person. If I stay in this career, I get to retire at this age with a package. Some of you, they're telling me that some of you are going to write, dreams are for kids, or dreams are great, but a job is just a job. It's not meant to be loved. Some of you just think work is, just that. And that's fine. There are jobs like that for sure, but you're not happy in it, is what they're telling me. And it's not only that you're not happy, there's just a deep feeling of not being fulfilled. And it's becoming increasingly aware, you're becoming increasingly aware that it's great that you have all this one side of your life that's full of love and joy and where you feel kind of safe and held, but they want that for you in your career as well. And that's where you'll be more fulfilled. And doing that is not, you're actually going to become a leader in a new way of doing business, a new way of perceiving success. So you stepping into that will allow other people to step into that. You will, you're one little domino that falls, and then a whole bunch of other dominoes are going to fall. And there's going to be a bunch of other people who will step into their calling because you have stepped into yours. So let's see how this is showing up in your 3D. If there's any practical, tangible situations that you're dealing with, are popping up in your life that are offering you the opportunity to operate from your higher self. So we have the High Priestess. Not that way. We have Temperance. Okay, so the deck I'm using now is Tarot of the Divine, but I'm only using the major arcanas from the deck. Just to get some insight into your 3D situation. So this is very interesting because all of the characters on these cards are female, and this deck definitely has a balance between male and female. So once again, there's a very strong feminine energy in your reading. We have the High Priestess, Temperance, the Magician, which on other decks would be male, but this deck is female. And the Hierophant, which is also an interesting placement. So I am getting that once they pulled me back to the prosperity card over here. Prosperity. You can see that? Yeah. That your idea of success and abundance is... you're finding more of a balance of it being between financial and, emotional and family and friends and other things, right? But your prosperity is definitely in tapping into your soul gifts, your soul memories, your ancestry, cultural traditions. So there's definitely, the Hierophant for me is not only like dipping into the pool of collective knowledge, it's also like mastery of that knowledge, or being a student of that knowledge in order to really embody it in your being. And I'm getting it's something that you don't, like you learn it, but you also live it. It's something that you learn, but you also live. It's like, I'll use the example of tarot. It's like you can learn how to read tarot, but ultimately you're also working with your intuition, and that changes how you interact with life, right? So you don't just learn tarot and be intuitive when you read tarot, and then the rest of the time you're off, being completely shut off from empathy, from emotions, from messages, right? So whatever it is that you're learning, it also is like something that you embody into your life, and which is maybe one of the reasons why it feels like such a significant change for you, is such a rebirth, because it actually will change how you move through the world. So that was actually the end card. So I'll go to the beginning. So we have the High Priestess, very intuitive being. You have, for me, like both sides of the manifestation. And this is why I was saying that there's definitely you have something on your path that has to do with balancing the masculine and the feminine aspects, because you have the master manifester in the male. This is not a male, as I said before. In the traditional deck, the Magician would be male. This one, she's female. The Magician is female. But this is a doing manifester, and this is like a being manifester for me. Some people may interpret that differently, but to me, these are the masculine and feminine sides of understanding how thoughts manifest into reality and how desires manifest into reality. One is like intuitive, vibrational being, and the other is, when inspired action, right? So, and what connects all of these here is, for me, temperance is a, you see she's working, doing her thing, but she has all these other hands behind her. And it's showing me, how much do you trust your divine team and how much do you actually believe? Like, is it, you kind of believe, but you wouldn't tell anybody, that you have a spirit guide? Do you connect with your spirit guides? Do you connect with your guardian angel? Do you, you watch these readings and obviously have some belief that what you're hearing from me is a message from the divine and not just me, telling you what you want to hear, right? So how much of that actually in how you embody yourself in life and how you move through life, right? So let me see like what type of actual situations then we are having here. I'm seeing decisions. I see you facing decisions that you're not, like you're getting a lot of different ways that you can look at, which is like the perception card is yelling at me right now. Is looking like, and they're showing me how these are really like north, south, east, west, 4 directions. You have you are able to see things from all different angles, see the situation from different angles. And it may be making it difficult for you to choose. Because remember in the beginning, I said, like, I feel like some of you are in a very confused, torn kind of energy. That is also part of what's making things stagnant, because you're having a hard time deciding like what is real and what's not, right? It's all real, is what they're saying, right? It's actually all real and all belongs to you. That's what they want me to say. It's all real and it all belongs to you. Meaning you're a multifaceted being and you don't have to give up anything to be anything else. Like once you can move on from something and still embody the positive, the good attributes, and even the not so good attributes, but they may have a different effect in the next chapter of your life, right? So I'm getting that a lot of you are experiencing difficulties in integrating the different facets of yourself, right? Your family / ancestry, perhaps a spiritual calling for some of you that is just like awakening now. Your feminine side, your masculine side, and like your higher self / your connection to the divine. Grounding all of that energy is a struggle at the moment. Now, I usually like to give a couple different scenarios of how that can work out, how this may be affecting different people, but I'm getting that those of you who are actually going to end up watching this video, that applies to you for sure. They want you to look out for an opportunity to use your deeper wisdom in a way that propels your career forward. So all of this is internal. I'm not getting anything that like your situation or your external environment is really your challenge at the moment. They want you to work on your internal environment. Mostly in the area of your perceptions and your belief in like what energies can coexist, your belief in how duality really works, right? Okay, I'm going to clarify more. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and we're going to pull some cards to see just how we can navigate whatever. Some of you are really going through some, one day all of your thoughts are very like, I want to say esoteric and intuitive, and then the next day, it's very legal and practical, and the next day you believe in manifestation, like rituals and other ways of manifesting, and then another day you say, yeah, let me just go to college now to learn a new skill. Can that all exist together? Yeah, it can. Because the divine may say, go to college or take continuing education, take online courses. They may say that to help you move along the trajectory that you want to go in, right? Okay, that was a slip. Don't mind this. No, okay, they do want something there. So it was like edging onto the board. So, okay, I may need to do another shuffle, but we'll start with this for now. So we have the Two of Wands, the Moon, number 18, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Wands. So, so these cards that I pulled is like how to navigate this 3D situation so that you can make decisions and take actions that are for your highest good and for your soul expansion. So you can make the most out of these lessons and challenges that you are facing. The Two of Wands is telling me that, yeah, they want you to really look at I'm getting the words again, like make a practical plan, pros and cons of each direction you are thinking of taking. If it's two, like this one is 2 directions, sure, but maybe you have 4, maybe you have 5. If you are reevaluating your life and career direction, they want you to do the Capricorn thing and plan, like really look at the route that it would take to get to where you want to go in each of those things. But when you're doing that, so that was step 1. Step 2 is really look inside of yourself and say, happy, not happy. It brings me joy. It makes me scared. Now, this may not make This may not be the point where you make your final decision, but it's definitely that has to play a role. And do you feel it's your calling? They want you to also acknowledge why you want to do it. Because some of you have a very deep soul calling from your ancestry that you are talking yourself out of. Yeah, you're talking yourself out of it because you're just used to the rat race. You're giving me the word the rat race. So some of you are meant to be spiritual entrepreneurs. And some of you are meant to embrace these gifts without actually knowing where it will lead, but they do want you to do the work of kind of soothing your own soul by doing, the practical work of how it would look like starting any business or making any type of career move, right? Two of Swords in reverse. They want you to change your perception that if one thing happens, the other thing can't happen. Especially if they're like two things on the same scale. So they're giving me the example of black and white. Right? If we're looking on a scale, a spectrum, black and white. Within black and white, there's all these ranges of gray that you can be, right? So they want you to regard things as gray and not gray as negative. They say, we have like a negative connotation when we say, oh, it's a gray area. It doesn't have to be negative. It just means it's a bit of both things, right? In varying degrees. So you can be a bit of both things in varying degrees. You have to find where on that spectrum is comfortable and fulfilling for you. That's how they want me to explain that to you. 5 of Wands is, they're saying that you may need to fight for what you want. And I'm getting back to this person who's in a job that feels soulless to them, or someone, I'm even getting this the company has some ethical violations of sorts. So if you feel that if you're a whistleblower, or you feel like you could say something, could make a difference, but are afraid to make a difference, they want you to take the steps. Once again, it's a matter of evaluating pros and cons and how to go about things so that you're at peace in your heart, but you're also safe. Your interests are also safe, but they don't want you to sacrifice your, what you feel is your inner morality or your morality for financial interest. Yeah, some of you really have to, this is not a sit around and wait for it to happen type of energy. This is if you want it, go after it type of energy and make a figure out what the steps are to get there. That's what this type of energy is. Now, other than this card, all of the tarot cards that you've gotten so far have been women. And they're telling me that there is going to be a woman for you to lean on and who's going to help you navigate this energy. They are sending you one. So be on the lookout for her. She may already be in your life and you just don't recognize her yet as that, being that for you. Ooh, and for a lot of you, she's in your soul family. So that person is going to be, significant in your life, maybe turn into a long-term friendship. For some of you, this is for almost all of you, it's someone you've known in a past life. So if they feel familiar to you, but whether or not they were part of a past life, they are meant to accompany you for some certain amount of time to navigate this situation. Because you leaning into your intuition, but on the flip side, also making that like your business is the higher expression of your soul. That step that they want you to take for the higher expression of your soul. Okay, so let me get your ancestral messages. I'm sorry if you hear many, many noises. As I said, I'm not at home. Okay. Ancestral messages for Capricorn. Where am I putting this? Those here. Sun is coming through strong. I want to finish shuffling before we start chatting. All right. This one is first. This one, oh, shoot. Was it this way? Or is it this way? I didn't see how that fell. I said I could read both, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, this is my Astro Tele by Akamara Tarot. I believe her name is Lolu. Excuse me, I have a few streams of information coming in at the moment, so I'm just going to go straight to this. And I don't have the correct pronunciation of all of these cards, so I'm going to apologize in advance to any practitioners of these specific spiritual traditions that are embodied in these cards. Yes. 4 of Spades, rest. You see me? I think this is rest. If you want to rest in the shade in old age, plant a tree now. Key 10, Odu. The rain does not recognize anyone as a friend. It drenches all equally. Ire, key 19. The sun never sets without fresh news. Five of Diamonds, Ibadanu, loss. It is the one who lives in the house who knows where the roof leaks. Huh. Okay. Welcome. And thank you. So for some of you out there, for one of you out there, she wants me to say, for one of you out there, there is she wants me to stress to you that time is now. She transitioned into the ancestral realm this year. She loves the color yellow. So that's for somebody. She just was very adamant about saying something to that specific person. So I hope that whoever that message was for received it. So I'll go back to the general, if I may, with the Ancestral Collective who is here for this reading. They are saying that basically, this is your time to make that transition that you want to make. They don't want you to spend any more time being unfulfilled. A lot of your ancestors, our ancestors as a collective, a lot of our ancestors did not get to function from a heart space. They did jobs for the sake of making money, for the sake of taking care of their family, but their job was their job. They say that is not your destiny. And if you have been working yourself to the bone, burnout, and have not been able to see a way out, it is time for you to kind of rest, as the card says, to kind of back off and let things start coming to you, let inspiration start coming to you, and you navigate, you making your plans from that space. They want you to build with them and with your divine team. So the rain does not recognize anyone as a friend. It drenches all equally. It's I think rain is great. I mean, most people don't like to get soaked by the rain, for sure. I understand that. But in this case, they're saying that abundance is there regardless. Right? You're not. So those of you who are fearing this is going to be a bad decision and I'm not going to be able to take care of my family, it's that's not the case. They want to reassure you that that's not the case. It's all about how you approach it. You can make it work. And they are supporting making it work. Hence the Temperance card that we got down here as well. You have divine support in making it work. And for those of you who work in a job where it's you're just a number, or you feel like just a number, that is your ancestors want you to know that that's no indication of your self-worth or your talent and what you are capable of. These are things that they want you to understand, because they want you to feel empowered to move, to act and rebirth yourself based on the fact that, they all want it for you, and it's in your destiny. It's in your path. The sun never sets without fresh news. This is coming on the area of rebirth and the cosmic flower here. Once again, the end of this chapter is, you may be fighting it because you don't see the way forward. But it's all this is predetermined. This is predestined. It's all about whether or not you're going to trust. And how, I don't want to say how long it's going to take you to trust, because anything that's an opportunity for you, that's meant for you to grow, you're going to get it. But they're saying right now it's just prime time. Like the oven is hot, right? So just bake the cake while the oven's warm up. You don't want it to cool down and then have to wait again, So because it may be even harder. In hindsight, they say that it's not true that the longer you wait, the easier the decision is going to come. In your case, the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to be for you. Now, the Five of Diamonds is basically saying, in this case, there is someone who perhaps you don't look up to in life for their successes or for what they've accomplished in their life, but they have some wisdom for you. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing like it's a family member, maybe not in your, immediate family, but in your extended family who may have experience with this, and you can learn from them. Or they're going to be a surprise source of support and emotional and energetic support, because maybe they tried and failed and were afraid to try again. And they regret not trying again. And so they want you to make that push. Now, the person who's coming into your life to be a support for you is definitely someone who's been through some ish. Like they've experienced major loss, getting some of you, that woman coming into your life is a widow, or the woman who's already in your life, like she's a widow, and she was widowed, she's not like necessarily a 70, like widowed at 70 from old age, but widowed like younger at a time in her life when it was really financially significant, and a time when they were growing their family. So unexpected time, let's say just early. The man did not die from old age. Yes. So look out for that person. They're also telling you not to get so caught up in your own. They're saying depression. So maybe some of you out there are depressed. Confusion. And doubt that, you could. Don't look at the situation and see all the faults in it. Don't only look at, this is why the list is so important. The pros and cons, and how do I turn this dream into a reality, and if I'm going to transition out of my current full-time job into something else, how much money do I need to have put aside for living expenses? How many months can I live off of, my savings, if this, in order to put the energy I need to put into my new venture, kind of thing. They don't want you to see everything as like, this is negative, so it's a bad idea. There are challenges. The solutions may be easier to see or not so easy to see. But once they're out in the open, you're giving permission and allowing yourself to receive, counsel on how to navigate those challenges. You just need to clear out your head, and also give some stuff for your divine team to deal with and to inspire you through your dreams and inspire to action. All right. I hope that resonated with you guys. I'm going to do I hope you could hear me okay, because my mic, I just noticed, is like under my hair. So, I'm going to pull Oracle from the Elemental Oracle deck by, I forget her name, Stacy DeMarco. Yes. Final messages for, yeah, there we got one. The Equator, number 5. You're getting a lot of 5s. I think this is the third 5 that you've gotten. And I like this card for you. To make equal, because I said balance, right? Right in the beginning. Okay, we're going to take a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Capricorn North Node. Okay. It's in the upright. Number 44. Nice number. Thinker. I'm already liking these cards for you, and I haven't even read them yet. And we have our last deck, also by Cheryl Lee Harnish, who did the very first deck we used. This is Return of Spirit. Final messages for Capricorn North Node, please. Final messages for Capricorn North Node. Okay, we got some. What is it? Union. Very nice. So I'm just going to go straight ahead and read from the guidebook, and if any other messages come up for me. Oh, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to say thank you to your ancestral guides who came down, because they're still they're still chatty. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to move on to the final oracles. Okay, where were we? Elemental Oracle. Number 5. The Equator, to make equal. So it's nice and short. Find the balance in your life. Equality among people is a worthy goal. You are worth it. Do not compare yourself to others, as this is a useless task that only leads to unhappiness. There can be a happy medium. There doesn't have to be an extreme reaction all the time. Okay. So they're saying that some of you in this situation, yeah, you feel like, because you're so, like, you feel that people don't necessarily see you, but I don't like to use the word but I'm going to butt you. But you have to acknowledge your role in them not being able to see you. Yes, there's some people who don't want to see you, but there's also things that you are not showing people. So it's difficult then for you to be seen how you want to be seen. So that's something to contemplate. And balancing, your inner world with your outer world. That is what they gave me for that. Number 44, Thinker. 44 is one of my favorite numbers. 44. Okay. I'll read a couple of the messages here. There's a few. So, Thinker, essential meaning, strategy. Being analytical and logical. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you I told you so, but I did. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple, and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. I'm going to go with the prosperity message since as the next one, since we were talking a lot about career. Calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friend now, so get out your journal. Write down what you're going... Gotta turn the page. Write down what you're going to do today to signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You will win this game, and your triumph will be for the highest good. Yes. So, they gave the message in the beginning, or somewhere in the middle, that, yeah, you should write lists. You should plan, like, as practically and as, mundanely detailed as possible. Because it's a mental and emotional exercise for you, and it's also a signal to your guides that you're serious about moving forward because you're thinking about it in detail. Right? You're planning actions, you're contemplating action, and then they have somewhere to interface with you to show you which actions will get you where you want to go. So let's go with union now. Last one. Union. Okay. The union card represents the energy of two loving souls coming together in union or in partnership. If a current relationship is in question, then this indicates a positive energy is involved. This card can represent the beginning of a new relationship or one that is about to start. Most often, the union card represents intimate relationships. However, it can also point to other types of partnerships, such as business partners, very close friendships, or even roommates. In any case, the union card communicates the predestined convergence and soul connection of two individuals. Whoever the person is that is in your life right now, or whoever it is coming into your life, is of great significance as far as your soul lessons are concerned. This is a beautiful opportunity for personal growth and conscious expansion of your heart center. Sometimes these relationships bring our deeply held beliefs about the quality of love we feel we deserve. They can help to raise our consciousness and understanding so that we feel safe to allow this person to see the deepest, most vulnerable parts of ourselves. With these types of relationships, one thing is for certain: you will grow and learn from them. Enjoy all the good this union has to offer. Be as open as possible to recognizing your triggers, fears, and old patterns of behavior. Be mindful of when you are feeling the need to hide or protect yourself, or if you begin to fear losing their love. This will enable you to consciously address and heal any old issues and wounds of the past. This is a part of the soul agreement that you and this person share. You have come together to help each other to become whole, healed, and open to love in every way. Wonderful. So yeah, look out for that person that is coming in, or if that person is already there. I'm just going to ask, because this card also has a relationship message, and I had thought to read it, but I didn't read it. So I'm just going to ask them if I should read it. And they say no. Okay. All right, I won't. So, yeah. They don't want me to read the relationship message that comes with this card. All right, Capricorn, North Node. We're at the hour and 10-minute mark. Woo, we made it. Yeah. All right, I'm going to move on to do your extended reading. Crystals, affirmations, colors, and herbal suggestions, recommendations from the divine for the upcoming month, or the month that we're actually in the middle of right now, because I'm a little late. But All the same, I wish you all the best, and I will see you either on the extended or I will see you at next month's new moon. All right, Capricorn North Node, take care, be well, and stay blessed.